but we are going to get started. My moderators give me screen sharing access, and we're about to get started. So today we're going to talk about the mindset of wealth, right? Because everybody thinks that they need tens of millions of dollars to be wealthy, but it's not the case. So we're going to talk about the mindset, and also we're going to be giving away some money. So y'all make sure y'all got those cash apps ready, y'all. Because we're not just giving information, but we're giving money as well. Information and money, you cannot beat it. But before we get started, you guys need to unmute yourselves, though. All jokes aside, we need to unmute yourselves because we got to say our pathway to passive profits creed. We have a creed. Okay. So I want you guys to repeat after me, because when you speak something into existence, it happens. So I am a wealth builder. Let's say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. I am a wealth builder. There we go. Number 2. Oh, I'm not just done. I want to create a legacy. Let's say this on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I want to create a legacy. Facts. Also, number 3. I want to transform my finances. Let's say it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I want to transform my finances. Preach, preacher. And last but not least, I want my profits to be passive. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I want my profits to be passive. There we go, family. There we go. This is why we do it, right? It's Black History Month. So I want to introduce who I am.
I'm trying to put.
Okay.
Awesome. So the reason I like to show this is for one reason only. Because we all have history and we all have accomplishments. But if our profits are not passive and we're working every single day, how does the world know what we're doing? And how does the world know that we are here to help people if we're working all day stuck in our silos? So I like to make an impasse to everybody. Let everybody know how powerful you are. Let everybody know that you are somebody, and let the world know that you're here to help. And I'm here to help, but we're going to go over that right now. But I love some Kanye. So I got a question for you guys. Put into the chat your favorite album of all time. My favorite album, College Dropout. Before Kanye West went crazy. Now, I know he's taking medication right now, but so put it to the chat. What's your favorite album of all time? I'll probably go see some Michael Jackson Thriller for my old school out there. But y'all put into the chat, what is your favorite album of all time? Let us know, what is your favorite album of all time? Okay, I see the chat. Okay, all right, we got some albums. All right, okay, cool. All right, we got some albums in there. We got another College Dropout. Okay, all right, College Dropout. Okay, All right. You don't have one? Oh, we got to get one. Okay. Oh, Maxwell. Oh, okay. We got Max. We got a little bit of neo soul going on. Okay. All right, cool. Oh, mystical. There we go. S Scream. My wife loves some side A. EPMD. That's what I'm talking about. NWA. Oh, you must be from California. Straight out of Compton. Music Soul Child. Luther. Big Luther or Little Luther? Big Luther or Little Luther? That's the question. Got Michael Jackson in the house. Okay, okay. The reason why I like to ask these questions is because we want to be interactive, right? Because before we talk about money, we need to talk about belief. When you guys hear your favorite album or your favorite artist, you believe in those words. You believe what they're saying. You believe those lyrics. But for one reason or another, we don't believe that we can make passive income. Our money's in the bank. 64% of money are in bank accounts, not invested. Having your money in a bank account is the worst financial decision you could make. But it starts with our mindset, and that changes today. And I like to share a personal story of why I started as a financial advisor 18 years ago. I want to share a personal story of why my life changed back in 2020, not because of COVID. No. And the dangerous truth is that people are not broke because they lack money. They're broke because they were never taught how money actually works. And this realization, even though at that time I was a financial advisor for then 13 years, came crashing like a ton of bricks.
He was one of the guys who made sure everything worked perfectly before it rolled off the line. And he did it with pride. He worked his whole life and provided for us with everything we needed. I think about my dad every time I see an assembly line. 4 a.m., that's when he'd clock in. Day after day, year after year, his hands inspecting every detail on those cars. Tools clicking in rhythm with the conveyor belt. But here's what I learned. He never built passive income. Every dollar came from showing up, from the grind.
That's my father, y'all. Literally, every single day, he went to work at Ford Motor Company. And yes, he brought home the bacon. But bringing home the bacon put a price on the family. It put a price on the siblings. It put a price on my mother and my father's relationship. He did a lot of great things. But because he did not have passive income, he didn't have enough time to spend with his family. I got kicked out of school out of 9th grade. Part of the reason why is because my dad was focused so much on making money, he didn't think about me what I was going through as a crazy teenager. My brothers got kicked out of school. My sister was a bad mamma jamma. All this time, high middle class. You think we got it going on. But because no passive income and because the person is working so hard and not in the house, the family dynamics change. Do you guys have that story? You have a parent or a grandparent or yourself that brings home the bacon, that's making a lot of money, but maybe it's not there like you want? Put a 1 in the chat. If you guys know that same story, a family member, a friend, it may be you. Put a 1 in the chat. And this is why this is so important to me, because my dad made so much money, but it wasn't spent properly. He had investments, but in the wrong investments. And if somebody would have guided him, I believe life would have changed. My father ended up passing away in the year 2022. He got dementia in 2020. I think because he was working 60, 65, 70-hour jobs at Ford Motor Company, providing for the family. It took a toll on him. And I truly believe if somebody would have stepped in years ago when he was working, making all the money that he did, and had him invest his money differently, have him spend his money differently, I believe that he would have been here today. Now, of course, nobody knows but God the future. Another thing he did as well.
All right, listen up. 2 minutes to drop zone. Check your gear, check your buddy. This is what we train for. Stay tight, stay focused.
Roger that, Sergeant. Dad always said the 82nd breeds eagles. Time to fly.
My dad was also in the Army. Any veterans here, put a 1 in the chat. Any veterans, Marine, Army, Navy, Air Force, put a 1 in the chat. Hand claps. Let's stop this screen share. Hand claps. Hand claps. Another reason why I started this was because of the military. My father jumped out of planes. He didn't do any fighting, but he jumped out of planes for a living. A lot of individuals in the military do so much for the country. They sacrifice so much. But when it's time of need, it's not enough. The military does so well when it comes to giving us benefits. But benefits ain't enough to pay bills. A pension ain't enough to give you the financial freedom that you want. Social Security ain't enough for you to go on vacation when you want to and not think about a bill. It's enough to get by, but it's not enough to live. So for all my military folk out there, I just want to say thank you. I'm a veteran myself. I know it's a sacrifice that you took, and I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank all y'all for y'all service. So what is wealth, Mario? Let's get to it. Well, wealth is not trading time for money forever. That's work, right? I go somewhere, I give you my time. In exchange, you give me money. Show me the money. That's work. Working more hours. That's not creating wealth. You working overtime is actually inefficient. You should be able to do the things you want to do in a 40-hour work week. Working overtime, this means you're doing more and not getting paid the value because that money could be spent somewhere else, especially from a time standpoint. Chasing the next raise. Who here at their job right now thinks it's a raise that they should have gotten that they did not get? Put a 1 in the chat. If anybody here thinks that they got passed up for a raise in their corporate America job, put a 1 in the chat. This leads me to a couple questions. So get your Cash Apps ready, you guys. I saw those ones. Get your Cash Apps ready. And my moderator, make sure that you pin them and let me know who gets this. First question, how much you really need to be wealthy, right? And the closest gets this right. It was a survey done by Nielsen's 3 years ago, and they asked individuals, put into the chat, what is the number for you to be wealthy? What number do you need to be wealthy? Put that into the chat. We got 20,000 a month. We got 10 million, 1.5 million, 1.2, 1 million, 400K a month, 25,000 a month, 3 million, 2 million, 5 million, 2 million, 300,000, 25,000 a month. What's that, Zalafo? Is that 10 million? Ooh, that's that number. Okay, all right, 6 million, 100 million. Okay. Anybody else going once? Going twice. The number 4.8 million. According to Americans, for you to be wealthy is 4.8 million. I think somebody said 5 million. My moderators, make sure we screenshot them. Kevon Carter, do me a favor and put your Cash App in the chat. And my moderators, make sure we get that so we can get on, give Kevon. Kevon, you, my friends, you get $50. Kevon gets $50 for that. Now, another question. How much you need to be rich, right? So we know 5 million is what you need to be wealthy. Well, 4.8 million. But what about rich? Get your Cash Apps ready and put it into the chat. Closest one, you get $50 as well. How much do we need to get or be rich? I want to be rich. Let us know. Let us know. Rich. Rich, 1.5, 1.5, 2.5, 2.3, 2.4, 1.7, 200 million, 10 million. What? 200 per month, 100 million. Okay. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. 2.3 Danielle. Okay. Fidel Shay, 2 million. Justin, 30 million. Okay, cool. Yeah, we got you for sure. We got you for sure. All right, 2 million, 50 million to be rich. All right, 10 million going once, going twice, nothing. Roslyn, I like that mindset. The mind, 1 billion. That number, my friends, is 2.3 million. Quote unquote rich in America, surveyed by Americans, is 2.3 million. I think somebody got that on the bat, didn't it? Somebody got 2.3 million? I thought, yeah, Danielle, you get $50. Danielle, put your Cash App in the chat. Put it in the chat. And then the last question for another $50 holla. How much you need to be financially comfortable? How much do you need to be financially comfortable? Now, your number might be different. Your number might be different. But I want you guys to put into the chat. What do you think Americans say that they need to be financially comfortable? What is that number? 600,000, 1.5 million, 3 million, 200, 1.3. All right, 500,000, 150 to be comfortable for me. Okay, 3 million, 500K, 600K, 1.5. Okay, all right, keep them going, keep them going, keep them going. Okay, 100K, 1.2. Harold, 800. Okay, Kenya, ooh, 300 mil. 30 million. Woo, that's beyond comfortable. That's passive profits right there, Kenya, at 30 million. Anybody else? Going once, going twice. That number, my friends, is $893,000. The average American says to be financially comfortable, they need $893,000. My mod, who got closest to that? My mod, pin me in my chat. I know we had an 800,000. Was somebody closer? Who had a 900,000? If not, then the 800,000 is the winner. My mod pinned it. So yeah, so Harold, 800,000, price is right. You, my friends, get $50. Go ahead and put your Cash App in there. I want you guys to unmute yourself. And I want you to tell me your number to be financially free. Unmute ourselves and let us know the number. I'm going to tell you my number. My number is 13 million. For me to be financially free, I need 13 million. That's just me. You guys unmute yourselves and let us know. How much is that?
10 million.
10.5.
10.5. Let's go.
5 million.
20 mil.
15 million.
million.
Let's
5
go.
million.
5 million.
5 million.
Let's go.
I need $1 million right now.
Let's go. Let's go. Anybody else, unmute yourself and let us know. Let us know what that number is. Let us know what that number is. Awesome. Now, the reason why I asked this question, you guys are going to mute yourself, so thank you. The reason why I asked you guys this question is because everybody's number is different. Wealth is in the eye of the beholder, right? When I asked that question about wealth, last time I did this, somebody said $1.5 billion.
Oh.
I know, right? Oh, indeed, right? Because we all look at wealth different. And that's why it's important to have passive income. Because the streams of income that you have passively dictates your wealth. Today, you might think it's one number. But if you have income that's coming in, that you're not working for, that's working for you, where you don't got to punch in the time clock, you don't got to worry about a boss, you don't got to worry about a person not giving you a promotion, even though you bust your butt 40, 45, 50 hours a week to do, you're going to think different about wealth. So wealth is always in the eye of the beholder, right? And wealth is ownership. Wealth is having options. You know, when you go to Golden Corral, now for us, it was Ponderosa. If you guys are from the Midwest, you know, put one in the chat if you guys ever went to the buffet called Ponderosa, right? I'm from Cincinnati. They had Ponderosa, Ponderosa was all you can eat for $4.99. And on church after Sunday, we went to some Ponderosa in Columbus. We know, right? But they gave you options. You want steak, you want fish, you want chicken. That's real wealth. The option, do I really got to go into the office today or can I work from home? That's the option. It's Valentine's Day weekend. Do I want to take my spouse out or do I want to fly somewhere and have a nice 3-day weekend because it's President's Day? That's wealth. It doesn't mean you need $5 million to have that option. You just need to be financially comfortable and having profits that are passive, income that you're not working for. That goes a long way into having those options. You need time because money you can get back, but time you can't get back. And that's why I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending today and tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday with me, giving me more than just money, but give me your time so I can teach you how to have passive income. So I can have my friends like Maximus show you how you can have different streams of income. So thank you so much because ownership is owning your own time. Being wealthy is having time to do what you want to do, not what your job wants to do. Freedom of choice, income, and it always starts, my friends, with mindset. Now, wealth looks different to everybody. Everybody, yeah. Being present for your kids. Put a 1 in the chat if that's wealth to you. If wealth in your eyes is being present for your kids, being able to go to those soccer games, going to those basketball games, being able to be a coach, taking off of work on Friday, picking them up from school and getting some ice cream. If that's wealth to you, put a 1 in the chat. What about sleeping without financial anxiety? Put a 1 in the chat. If wealth for you is being able to have no anxiety, put a 1 in the chat. Okay, I see those ones. I see those ones. I see those ones. What about having choices instead of obligations, right? What about not being obligated to do something, but doing it because we want to? If that's you, put a 1 in the chat. Okay. As I said, wealth looks different for everybody, but then it's a cost. And the cost is only having active income. You see, when your money is tied to labor, punching the time clock, you don't have those options. You don't have the ability to do what you want to. Even though you're making money, like my father, he was making money. But because he did not have it invested properly, because he didn't have passive streams of income coming in, he paid the cost of active income. Right now, we're paying the cost of active income if we're working, being slaves to our job, and not having the ability to really grow like we want to. Because when income is tied to labor, retirement becomes survival, not enjoyment. I have a saying, it's in my office. Retirement is a destination. Getting there is a journey. When I drive somewhere, I want to have a smooth journey. I don't want bumps in the road, right? You're going to have a lot of bumps in the road now and a lot of bumps in the road in retirement if you don't have other streams of income, because your pension is not enough. Your Social Security, if it's going to be here, let's be honest. We see what I'm being political, but let's be honest. Will it be here in 20 or 30 years? We need to have passive income. Time is always borrowed for tomorrow. I'm going to get to it tomorrow. No, get to it today, but I can't because I got to go to work. Passive income allows you to do the things that you want to do. And the body pays the price. Again, my father worked a lot of hours in that assembly line, a lot of overtime, provided, but ended up getting dementia. Died at 64 years old. 64. I'm telling you guys, income from your job is not enough.
These fools had me on a project where I made them $4 million. Now, yes, $4 million is a lot now, but back in 2006, $4 million is like $20 million today. Let me know, what should I have gotten by saving them $4 million in 6 months?
Definitely multiple six figures.
Man, they gave me a pizza party, bro.
What?
They gave me a pizza party. I don't even like pizza like that.
Damn.
So right then and there, I knew corporate America ain't for me.
Yeah.
This is my story. I worked for corporate America. I worked for General Electric for 1 year. I was the Enrolls intern. Now I stopped my share. I interned for GE. GE gave me a lot of experience in college. My first year, I said, you know what? I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna climb that corporate ladder. I saved them $4.6 million my first 6 months, doing what I do now, finances, analytics. I didn't get a raise. I didn't get a promotion. I got a pizza party. That showed me two things at the young age of 23 years old. Number one, companies don't give a damn about you. Let's be honest. Number two, I can make a company all the money in the world, but what am I going to get? Now, this challenge is not about you leaving your corporate job. No. Corporate America is great in some capacities. So I'm not telling you to leave your corporate job. What I am telling you is we need to have a mindset shift. We need to use a lot, not a little, but a lot of the income that we're bringing in to acquire passive assets to get passive profits. Will that be real estate? We're going to talk about that in detail, how to do that. Will that be invested in the stock market? Oh, you know, we're going to talk about that in detail. And that's buying a business, a mature business, not a startup business, buying a mature business. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how to protect your assets so if something happens, can't nobody go after you. And then we're going to talk about how to get funding from banks and institutions that's going to fund your dream and not going to drain your pockets. So my friends, that is why I started as a financial advisor years ago, is because GE and that pizza party. You guys have a story like that? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys have a story where you did something for your company and they did not reward you with a promotion. Put a 1 in the chat. I hope it ain't me. I hope it just ain't me. I mean, I thought they loved me. I see those ones. Okay, I just want to make sure. But here's your new reality. You're going to stop work, but your money always needs to be clocked in. Because if you build pathways where income flows consistently without effort, that's true freedom, right? And the mindset of the wealthy. First off, wealthy people, they think different. They ask, how does this pay me again? They also have delayed gratification. That's what you call cash flow. That's what you call investing. Putting your money in something that might not reward you today, but it's just going to reward you down the road. That's doing coaching. That's doing mentorship. Something where you get information today and you lean into that information. You execute on that information. So down the road, you are a better person financially and personally. That is what the wealthy do. But they also learn before they earn. I repeat, I'm going to say it one more time. They learn before they earn. Where in business, you have success and you have failure. And I have to say, this was the worst financial decision ever made. Now, what's great, I got a $90,000 tax write-off. But what's a tax write-off with no income? The pros of success and the cons of failure. I like to be as transparent as possible. Even though I'm a certified financial planner, and I have all these passive profits and different streams of income, you don't get it right all the time. Back in 2022, had this great idea that I was going to start a trucking company. You guys put a 1 in the chat if you had a great idea about starting a business and it did not work like you wanted it to. I am being open and honest. I'm going to put a 1 in the chat. I'm being open and honest. I had this grand old idea that one of my pathways to passive income was starting a trucking company. I spent $63,000 on the truck. I had to get it fixed. I went through not one, but two authorities. Had to get the tires fixed, and then the turbo went out week 1. All in, I was $90,000 in. I have made $5,000 in 3 years. What does that show? Does that mean that trucking is bad? No. Does that mean I don't know business? No. Does that mean I'm lazy and I'm dumb? No. I know, right? Kiana said, damn, I know, right? Yes. Now it's a tax deduction because my business is structured properly. But a $90,000 tax deduction still means I still lost $90,000. But what it means is I didn't have the right coach. I didn't have a mentor. Here I am, mentoring people, have thousands of clients nationwide, helping people on a day-to-day basis. Have mentors in other industries. But I was too smart for my own good. And I'm being transparent with you guys. Too smart for my own good. And I didn't get a mentor. If I got a mentor, things would have changed. The mentor may have said, hey, don't buy this. Buy a new truck that might be $80,000 because you won't have these extra problems that I had, right? Maybe buy one that has 2 beds instead of 1, so now 2 people can drive instead of 1. It would have been so much coaching and so much expertise I would have got on the front end. So think about a job. You go to college, you learn, then you get the job. I bought the truck and then tried to learn later. And $90,000 later, I lost because of that. So you guys may have been in a situation where you try to invest in something, rather it be stocks, a business, real estate, automation. Try to get funding. Try to go to a bank to get more money to start your dream, but it didn't work out. It's not because you're dumb. It's not because you're illiterate. It's just because you didn't have coaching. That is the sole reason why I'm $90,000 broker. I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. My wife hates that. I use it all the time. My wife hates that story. If she's on the Zoom right now, she would have said something by now. So she said, preach, Mario. I had to sleep on the couch a few days after that one. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't gonna lie. She was not happy. You lost how much? So yes. This is not about being rich either, my friends. It's about not being trapped, not being one emergency away from a stress. This is about dignity and choice. You guys put into the chat, percentage-wise, how many Americans are one emergency away from being broke? Put into the chat for another $50, another Cash App. Put into the chat the percentage of Americans which is one paycheck away from being broke. Okay, all right, okay, all right, okay, let's see here. Okay, we got 65%, 85, 84, 80, 70, 90, 86, 78, 87, 75, 95, 73, 99, 80, 76. I like those. I like those. 89. I like those. I like those. I like those. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Eric Bennett, you, my friends, Cash App. Make sure my moderators, we make sure Eric Bennett, we get his Cash App. 84% of Americans. 84% of Americans are one disaster away, one lost paycheck away from being broke. The reason why, they don't have passive income, right? And when it comes to passive income, we are mostly checked out if all we're doing is waiting on that paycheck. Because life be lifing. And it's how you feel. You work hard too much. Time with your family is limited. Rest feels earned and not allowed. You're not alone. Most Americans are like you. They're just working day by day, saving up for retirement, having to work a couple extra hours, taking extra shifts. Want to retire at 60, can't retire till they're 62 or 65. They're in their 50s. They want to start that new job. They want to start their own business. They want to do some type of consulting work, but they can't because of their job. This is why it's important to have streams of income. If you guys would like to have an extra stream of income, making $30,000 a year and not doing anything, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you would like to make an extra $30,000 a year, not doing anything, just sitting back and relaxing. Put a 1 in the chat. How easy is that? Well, it's very easy. How is that possible? We buy us a $200,000 house. How are we going to buy a $200,000 house? We get lending. We go through the process to get a mortgage, or we have a mentor that helps you through the process. 200,000, 3-bed, 2-bath, Section 8. $2,300 a month. 28,000. It's not 30. I'm sorry. My bad. Not 30, but $28,000. Literally a $200,000 house. Section 8. That means you ain't worrying about it. The government's paying you for it. Now the government might be late because, you know, administration, the government shut down. That happens. That's out of our control. But literally taking a few extra steps, going through a process can get you $28,000 a year passively. And from a tax standpoint, guess what happens? That $200,000 is a tax deduction over 5 years because the IRS loves it when you do something called a cost segregation study. I'll talk about that in more detail tomorrow. That cost segregation study says this $200,000 house, we're not going to depreciate it over 27 years. We're going to give it to you over 5 years. So now with that tax deduction of $40,000 a year, you can pay down that loan quicker. Or you can take that refund that you get and buy another property. And then the next year, buy another property. And 3, 4, 5 years later, we have now 3 or 4 properties. That's giving us $25,000 to $30,000 a year. That, my friends, is how passive income works. But we have to go through the process. And the biggest thing is going through the process.
Way through life.
I'm tired of being a nobody. But most of all, hey, Lloyd. Okay. Just let it out. Have a good cry. Okay, that's enough.
Has anybody seen the movie Dumb and Dumber? Put a 1 in the chat. Now, I know I dated myself. I'm 44, right? So I know that came out in the 90s. I know I got an old soul. You know, maybe just me. I'm no older. Okay, you know what I'm saying, right? Now you're probably like, what does Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber have to do with passive profits? Well, it has a lot to do with it. They made a decision. They was tired of being sick and tired. It was just on Samsung TV. That's funny. That's funny, right? They were tired of being sick and tired. And they made a decision that they was going to change their lives. Now, was it a bunch of bumps in the road along the way? Yes. When you get your first real estate deal, it's going to be some bumps in the road. When you buy that first business, it's going to be some bumps in the road. When you get funding and try to get that 50,000 or 100,000 line of credit to start your business, it's going to be bumps in the road. When you invest in the stock market, it's going to be some bumps in the road. But those bumps in the road build character. And that character gives you passive profits. Because today, like I said, you guys, it's all about mindset. All about mindset. The lie we were sold You got to work hard, you got to save, you got to retire, and then live. What type of life is that? Going to work every single day, busting our butts. How is that living? That's not living. That's maintaining. We do not want to maintain. We want to retain with the R, retain our profits passively and making money outside of our 9 to 5. Having other streams of income is how we do it. And there's different ways to have streams of income. Through real estate, like I said, buying businesses, invest in the stock market, start your business and having it automated. There's different ways to do it. And we're going to show you those pathways throughout this week. But I just want to go over the mindset because a lot of people say they want to do something, but for some reason they don't. And it's all about mindset. Mindset gets you so far. Kobe Bryant says he was never the best basketball player. Now, I think he was, but he said he worked harder than everybody else. He went to practice and then went to practice again, then played a game and then practice after the game. Every single game he played at the Staples Center, when the game was over with, he did another 30 to 45 minutes of practice after the game. That's dedication. That's going through the process. That's mindset. You guys all can build wealth, whatever that wealth is that you guys announced today. It's going through the process and having a mindset to do it. Because life happens before retirement. And there's no single path. Your pathway might include real estate, as I said earlier. It might include stocks and dividends, dividend paying stocks. It does not get any more passive in the stock market than dividend paying stocks. Business or digital assets or lending and partnerships. Can you do faces? Yes. Actually, we have a person, maybe the next one, but yes, talking about actually faceless insurance. I probably had a question. It is a way to run a faceless insurance agency. You can use automation. Our automations person is going to talk on Thursday about how to have a faceless business. So yes, that is a way to have passive profits. And yes, you can have profits if you're 30, 40, 50, 60. It's just streams of income. Just streams of income. Lending or partnerships. Partnerships goes a long way. So the real ROI that I like to talk about all the time, relationships over independence. When you partner with a person, it goes a lot further than doing it yourself. And partner with a person goes a long way when it comes to mentorship. Because with proper mentorship, not only are you being able to be coached by a person that's been there, done that, got their lumps, had stuff that succeeded, had stuff that failed, but you have his or her network of individuals who have the same mindset that you have. That's going to help you when it comes to building your business. So relationships and partnerships are so huge. Yes, Devine Holmes, yes, faceless life insurance. It is faceless life insurance. We have one of our mentees that has a faceless life insurance. I probably speak at our next mastermind actually, but yes, it is faceless life insurance out there that you can do. That goes a long way, a long way. I'm giving y'all some game. I think it's is it Ethos, ETHOS that has to say that. But that is a company that you can actually do faceless life insurance with, right? Where you don't have to be the person; it can clear it through them. So Ethos, ETHOS, is it? You put me on the spot, but I know it's Ethos, either Ethos or Ethos, but ETHOS. That's what one of my mentees use for the company that they use to be faceless.
Ethos.
So, yeah. Oh, there you go. Ethos. Thank you, and thank you, Curtis. There you go. All right. Thank you. Hold me down. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Now, this is a vital part in a movie called Drumline. Have you guys seen Drumline? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys seen the movie Drumline. Let's put a 1 in the chat if we've seen Drumline. Right? You see Nick Cannon was in the shadows. And if you saw the movie, he was practicing, right? Before he hit the big stage. Right now, you guys are practicing getting this information before you hit the big stage and start investing in passive income investments. But one day, when the lights were bright, he said, you know what? This is my opportunity. Now, he had a coach or an instructor that was like, you know what? Yeah, not your turn. He had a person that stands, a mentor, that said, it is your turn. Do it. In his mind, at least. He ain't said it out loud, but he said, do it. You guys right now are like Nick Cannon. You're practicing because you're today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in the challenge. You're practicing because you're educating yourself. You're practicing because you know what you want to do passively. Now it's the execution. And this week, we are going to help you guys with the execution. If it's insurance, if it's starting a business, if it's doing real estate, if it's investing, if it's buying a business, whatever that passive income is, you guys will be able, to do that because you executed. Now, when I saw Drumline, I didn't think Nick Cannon, that innocent kid would have 13 kids, but story for another day. So what it takes to build passive income, it takes patience, it takes education, it takes consistently, and it takes willingness to be uncomfortable early. Because you invest in time, you invest in your education, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable paying for mentorships. It's uncomfortable going to the bank and having them ask you all those questions. It's uncomfortable getting your bookkeeping together where a person is asking you, how much did you spend last year? Let me see your bank statements. It's uncomfortable to do that. But the feeling, how you feel on the other side, where you have money coming into your pocket that you're not working for, that, my friends, is the financial freedom that we're looking for. But it's all about mindset to get past that comfortability. Legacy thinking. Wealth is not just for you. It's for your children, your grandchildren, and the people that you will never meet. Y'all put into the chat, when you pass down wealth, who do you want it to pass down to? Is it your kids? Put your kids. If it's your grandchildren, put your grandchildren. If it's to a charity, put that charity. If it's to a church, put that church. I want y'all to put into the chat, who are you going to pass your money down to? I'm going to put into the chat, I'm going to pass it down to Miranda, my daughter, and my wife, of course. Miranda and Sarah. This is what I'm doing it for. This is why we invested in companies, why we bought oil rigs to get a tax deduction and to get passive income. Yes, oil, which we'll talk about as well during the week. That's why we invested into a truck that didn't work. But because I thought to myself, I want passive income. That's why I have real estate. That's why I have an investment portfolio. That's why I invested in 9 different businesses. Because I want money to be passed down to them, to their kids' kids, and their kids' kids. There we go. I like that. Because legacy starts with a decision. And that decision is how you're going to pass down money by investing. Oh, look, preach, Mario, preach. Yes, indeed. Last thing for today. Like I said, today was all about mindset. Tomorrow is the real education. We're going to talk about real estate. We're going to talk about how to buy land for less than $100. And then also how to use the tax code to build on that land, sell that land, develop that land, and not pay taxes. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to learn how to buy real estate for less than $100. Put a 1 in the chat if we want to learn how to buy real estate for less than $100. Put a 2 in the chat if you want to know how to develop, build, and sell land and not pay any taxes when you do it. Put a 2 in the chat. We want to know how to develop land, build on that land, and sell that land and not pay any taxes. There we go. My last thing in closing, my moderator, please put into the chat. My moderator, please put into the chat. We had a small amount of people today, but we also have transformational mindset call from 12 to 1 o'clock every single day. We had it today. It was amazing. Tomorrow, even if you're at lunch, put on your headphones. We're going to have Damon Dillard talk about the transformational mindset my mod put into the chat, you guys will be able to hop on that call. I strongly recommend it. Strongly recommend it. Strongly recommend it. My mods, you can definitely put that into the chat. The call at 12 o'clock. That's number one. Number two, thank you, my moderator. Number two, my moderator, put into the chat Facebook. So you guys have some homework, right? Because getting through the process of knowing what pathway of passive profits we want, we have to start with mindset, but also we have to speak into existence what we want. So it's 2 questions that I asked that you guys will get emailed to you right now. And I want you guys to go to Facebook and I want you to tell the world or the 500, because we have 540 people registered for this challenge, you guys. I want you guys to answer the 2 questions that we asked in the Facebook group. Now, who's my heartstrings, whoever in my belief system gave the most empowering answer, I'm going to give you $100. Not 50, I'm going to give you $100. So check your text, your email around 8:30ish, and you're going to get a text or email to Facebook, or Facebook's here, but you're going to get that question and put it to it and record yourself and let us know. I'm going to be checking those tonight, tomorrow morning, and whoever gets the heartstring answer correct, in my opinion, you get $100. So in closing, the last thing from an educational standpoint, money-wise, how do we start with passive incomes? We get our budget together. And it is the 50-30-20 rule that I'm out of here for tonight. The rest of the week, you got me. But tonight, I'm done after this. 50-30-20. Yes, Kiana, you are going to get the schedule and also the Facebook group as well. Actually, my moderator, you put the schedule in the chat. Amaya, you can put the schedule in the chat. Yeah, he'll put that into the chat, but also that'll be text with the Facebook question at 8:30 though. So the 50-30-20 rule going forward to make sure we are in a financial position to have money to start our passive profit journey. We need to do this 50-30-20 rule. For every $100 that we make, after we type. But $50 or 50% should go towards our needs, which is bills, mortgage, utilities, cell phone bills, things that will never go away, and things that's going to kick us out of our house and our home or out of our car, or we don't have no cell phone service no more if we don't pay it. Things that's vital for us to live. Now, going to Ruth's Chris on a Sunday, that's not vital. Going to happy hour, that's not vital. Going out to lunch, when you could be packing your lunch and eating at the office, that's not vital. Vital is needs and bills. So for every $100, $50 goes towards that. Then 30% goes towards wants. So on $100, $30 goes towards wants, vacations, going to that happy hour, going to that concert, going to get that outfit. That's a want. And for every $100 that you bring in, $30 should be going towards that. And then the last but not least, 20%. And this is what gets people in trouble trying to have passive profits, trying to have passive income, trying to find ways to have streams of income so they're not paying with their time at the job for their whole life. They use this $20 and they save it. They use this $20 and they get some debt and they go on vacation. They use this $20 and they say, I'm just going to do $5. I'm just going to do 5% of my 401k and I'm going to spend on something else because I deserve it. This is what gets people in trouble because they have the formula, they have the money, but they don't have the execution. So I implore you guys, and we're going to talk about this more tomorrow as well. For every $100, if we do this, we'll have more money in our pocket to start our passive profits journey. 50% towards bills, 30% to wants, and 20% to our passive profits. I'm out of here. I said 8 o'clock is 8:10. But before we leave, I always like to say a prayer because it was not for the Lord, we will not be here today. So we can close our eyes and bow our heads, and I'm going to lead us out in prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for your love. Thank you for your blessings. Thank you for being in our lives. Thank you for allowing everybody to be on a call today. Thank you for allowing us to be healthy, where we have eyes, ears, a mind to think. May you bless everybody's family. May you bless their friends. May you bless their finances. May you bless their business and the ones around them. May you bless us through this week. May you bless our calls at 12 o'clock. May you bless our VIP guests as they come on. May you bless me as well as I give information. May you bless everybody in the world. In Jesus' name we pray. Thank you for all your love and your blessings. Amen. Well, you guys at 8:30, you are going to get a text and an email with the Facebook question. Log on to Facebook. Also, you have tomorrow at 12 o'clock. You guys, I hope to see you with Damon to help you transform yourself. And also the schedule, you get that at 8:30 as well when you get the Facebook question. You guys, be blessed. See you tomorrow. Peace.